Well, guys, today is March 14th, and you know what that means. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yes, because, March is green, and I want to do a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles video since, I definitely would. So, let's talk about it, shall we? What is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Well, if you grew up watching the show in 1987, or I think it's 1986, you probably would know that there are four Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles grown up, raised by the rat named Shredder. I call him a rat because that's what the show says. Anyways, um, in the story, you pretty much have Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael, and Leonardo. I had to pause because I'm trying to think far ahead. Anyways, then you got Master Splinter, who is trying to teach these boys, not just valuable lessons, but also training as well, in order to defeat the madness Shredder with his henchmen, Bebop and Rocksteady, along with his sidekick Brain. At least that's what his name is. I don't know. I think his name is Brain. But yeah, overall, there has been a lot of reboot. Well, there's not really that been many reboots. There's only been like four reboots in general. So again, that's pretty much common. If there was a fifth reboot, that would have been like too many reboots at that point. But yeah, overall, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has led up to become one of the greatest shows of all time during the 1980s and early 90s. It was pretty much a fiasco of buy our toys and watch the show, that sort of thing. So they made the toys first, and then they made the show. So, how does this compare to other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle films? Or at the very least, other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shows? That I don't know. But honestly, when you think about it, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had a rough start. It started in the comics, which obviously I can't name the creators because obviously I might get in trouble. But yeah, they pretty much wanted to, make comic books of TMNT. I don't mean to put in the quote unquote marks because, this is just a business strategy during the 80s. It was the 80s after all. So in 1987, I think, that is when Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles became a show. I think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles started like the comic in 1986, not 1985. But if you think it started in 1986, let me know in the comments. Then you pretty much have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And that show actually became one of the greatest shows of all time. Well, I wouldn't say the greatest show of all time. There were other shows as well, like G.I. Joe, Transformers, etc., etc. But I don't think you would understand that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have had a rough start. From gags to references to pretty much other parts of the story that was felt like filler. Like, okay, fine. You have some filler that is enjoyable, and you have some filler that isn't enjoyable. But then you also have the references, which is fine. It's fair game. Like Shredder and Splinter have a fight. That's not filler. That's actually part of the main story. Because Splinter had history with Shredder, apparently. Now, I can't really say the names because I pretty much forgot about what their names are. I mean, if their name is Roshi, then fine, but that's not different. I think it's like Yoshi or something. I don't know. But anyways, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has been around from 1987 all the way up to 2026 as of now. We've had reboots, we had remakes, we had toy tie-ins, we even had, plenty of movies during that time, as well as I think the 2023 remake of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which obviously enough was a banger. I didn't see the movie, but I wish I did. My cousin is a fan of TMNT, and I get it. There's been a lot of people that love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But there is that exception. Do you care about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or do you just watch it because you think action comedy is cool? I say neither. I'm there for the story, the fun comedy, and the extreme action. With Leonardo's sword, Donatello's staff. I think that's his. I don't know. His weapon changes over time. Raphael's blades, and Donatello's thing. I don't know what the heck it's called. I think it's like almost like a slingshot at most. But yeah, you could say it's like a katana, but then again, I don't think he wears it. I don't think he has a katana. I think that's more of Leonardo's thing. Even then, I think there have been a lot of people to say that, wait, you've watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Which one? This is a controversial take, and I hope to God that no one is mad at me for this. I've watched the 2012 version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was awesome. It was fun. It was comedic. It was timed well. The story was better. It kind of had like some moments that were filler, but overall, it did great. But what about the romance part? You know what? No, I will agree with everyone else. The romance part sucks. I don't know why that was a part of the story. It felt like filler to me. It literally felt like filler. If you love the romance parts, fine. I'm not going to argue with that. But I do not like the romance parts, especially with Raphael, my favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Raphael is definitely my favorite one out of Donatello and Michelangelo. But then again, Leonardo and Raphael are two of my favorite ones. Leonardo is second, Raphael is first. You can already tell. But yeah, overall, people have always stated that why do you need to care about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? You're turning 21 years old. You shouldn't be talking about this type of stuff. And yeah, you're right. You're kind of right, you know? But this is more of a nostalgia train road that I want to take. You know what I mean? Like, I want to make a nostalgia train where we go through nostalgia from the 1980s all the way up to the early 2000s because that is when nostalgia gets cool. And you cannot deny the part that this was honestly beautiful. Also, people are going to tell me to redo my lines. No, this is just a one edited version. I probably might want to edit soon, but still. Overall, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 2012 version, I get it. It's not the best. People always going to agree with the 2003 version or the 1987 version because those are the two that they actually grew up with. And I can't argue about that. I will argue, however, about the new reboot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles called Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh boy, that's a mess I don't want to go in, and I refuse. Even if children are going to say, no, you should do this one. Why are you not doing this one? It's the best ever. No, no. I'm sorry, but no. I, are we really going to talk about the Michael Bay films? Okay, fine. I did see one Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Michael Bay film. It wasn't Out of the Shadows. It was the original. I know I don't have like toys of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, I have Transformers, but that's another video. I don't want to talk about that. But yeah, still though, overall, you gotta really not ponder to yourself about this. If you like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that's great for you. If you hate it, I'm fine with it. But you always gotta respect the real source material, or at least the original source material, not the comic book, the 1987 show. You gotta always respect the original source material because you gotta know that these types of moments are funny as hell. And you really gotta remember how Michelangelo always says, Cowabunga, dude. That's the best part of the series. Okay, yes, it is a terrible running gag, but it's a fun kind of running gag that always sticks with me. And I'm pretty sure AVGN sticks with it too. There's no doubt about it. I cannot admire that kind of stuff. It's been a while since I've uploaded any videos, you know? I'm really just stalling for time just so that I can probably just talk about this cartoon, talk about that cartoon. I'm more of a nostalgia trip kind of guy, not rather than doing this. So, that's kind of what it is. Anyways, tune in next time when I talk about the next adaptation of the greatest show of all time, Transformers Optimus Prime era.